Because look at the things that these people in the world do for their family. You know, the wickedness that they commit, whether it be theft, stealing, murder, you know, premeditated killing. You know, a lot of these things that happen in our neighborhoods is because men are literally trying to provide for their household, selling drugs, so-called. That's the mentality. You know, forget all these things that the rap stars or whatever hip-hop industry or these music videos try to glorify that drug lifestyle. The main reason, the priority that's on every man's mind when they obtain that lifestyle of selling drugs is to find a way to provide for them and their own, you know. And anyone that'll tell you otherwise is bullshit. It's a fast way to make a buck, but why are you looking for that fast money? To provide for you, to provide for your own, you know. So for our people, the majority, 2/3 of our people, to go that hard on the left side to do wickedness, get Luke 14:25, unless you got something.
I was looking for something.
Alright, we'll just get Luke 14:25. For our people to go that hard on the left side, you know, just to make it in the society, how much when all hell breaks loose, you know, and the stores is closed, you know? You see? Just to put food on the table, the so-called black, Latino, native, Seminole Indian man is willing to stoop real low. You know, even to take the food off your table to provide for his own. And that's the times that we coming into. You know? And if you're looking at your family, household, all buddy, yeah, you do the work of the Lord and they believe in Cesare or that so-called white Christ, that's cool. You know, we believe out of the same book. So, you know, we'll both get there. But that's the thing about separating, you know. Be with men like-minded, searching for the kingdom, as the scriptures say. You know, get
it. They may even turn on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They may even turn on you. Shit. You know, this is like, what's that movie?
Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Matrix. You know, so.
You know, the ones that are awoke from the system trying to unplug people. Hey, some people are so plugged in they don't want to leave. And they're willing to fight tooth and nail to stay asleep. You know, even to some that wake up, you know. That's another thing you gotta be mindful of. Even though your wife and your children so-called are in the faith, to some of you that may have been blessed with that, hey, when people's stomachs start getting to the gate and they can't see the store open, you know, and faith gets tested to where you have to believe in something that you can't see, that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to provide for you, you're going to see who really was blessed with the gift of faith. Even if your wife is saying shalom, you know, out of 1 year, peace, my Lord. Yeah, they may be cool with it now. You may have multiple wives that's cool with it now, but yo, when the getting starts going, as the scriptures show how our people have acted when their faith was tested, you're going to see that and then some, because this is the last time around. You see, this is the preparation for the kingdom of heaven. This is that straight gate the scriptures speak about, that position of difficulty, that you're going to have to go through it, and your household is also going to have to go through it. And if they're not meant to make it, you know, these are the type of things you got to keep in mind to stay stable. Luke 14:25.
Luke 14:25. And there went great multitudes with him, and he turned and said unto them, If any man come to me, and hate not his father and mother, and wife and children, and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
And this is once again the Lord speaking, Yahushua. You see? And not only was he saying this to his disciples, the scripture said there was a multitude following after him. So he turned around and told this to thousands of people. Look, if you don't hate your father, your mother, your son, your daughter, okay, your wife, your brethren, and your own life also, you're not fit and worthy to follow the Lord. And don't get it misconstrued, don't get it confused, you know, like how these people look at it. It's not saying to physically hate and spit in the face of your family, you know, or totally, you know, not give a F about your family. Nah, it's not talking about that. It's simply meaning to disregard them. You don't put their priorities over the priority of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You don't put them above the Most High and His Son. You see? Because when it speaks about your own life, and your brethren, the scriptures say, love the Most High before your mind, body, soul, heart, and spirit, and strength, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. So you see how these so-called Bible, debaters and scoffers would try to say that's a contradiction. How are you supposed to hate your brethren and hate yourself when the scriptures say love your neighbor as you love yourself? Look, it means disregard. You don't hate them, okay?
Right.
You just disregard them. You don't put their priorities above the Most High. So what if your child wants a new toy? So what if you're a woman, hey, you got it, that independent woman mentality. You want to put a ring on it. So what if she wants to get married? That ain't going to profit you to get delivered. This is about salvation. If your priorities to your children or your wife or your father and your mother goes contrary to the word of the Lord, especially when it comes to serving the Most High, to do this work, whether it be sit-downs on the highways and byways, look, that takes a back seat.
Hate was meant to be like sternly, disregard them sternly. You know what I mean? But with no slackness,
Not, as the scriptures say, not wavering,
right?
Not tossed to and fro.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't smile at my wife today, or maybe I shouldn't, maybe I shouldn't have a frown when I say no to my children today. Nah, like, you got to be fully persuaded in your mind. Look, I ain't gonna do this because it's getting in the way of the Lord.
Right.
Continue.
Right.
To verse 33.
And whosoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple.
You see, whoso does not bear his cross, meaning bear his burden, because that's a burden brothers gonna have in this day. Is having children on this side, is having a wife on this side. As the scriptures say, you shall have trouble in the flesh. Hey, that's a burden. Not everyone, and that shows you too that every man's cross is catered to every single individual, every single servant in this faith. You see? Not every man's burden is going to be the same.
Sure.
But nevertheless, whatever burden the Most High has placed upon you, whatever cross you have, you got to carry that cross and move forward.
Sure.
Not complain. Not point your finger at the next man.
Right.
Oh, I got a wife, this brother don't know.
Yeah.
I got children, this brother don't know. Well, the scriptures speak about it. So we coming through the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua with the scriptures. And if they, as the scriptures say, if they speak not according to this word, okay, Isaiah 8:20, there is no light in them. So if they talking about, I need to get this job for this 401k to provide for my children, to put money for tuition and savings, the stuff that these so-called black conscious people focus on. I got to do this, I got to set this in order to provide for them so their future can be set. Nah, man. There is no future for America. So you wondering about what you going to do for the future of your children, that shows you where your mind is at.
That's the first thing they're going to cut. In the austerity measures. It's the pensions, the 401ks.
Yeah, and that's the spirit, because they even talking about that in Detroit right now.
Wow.
Cutting off your pension. The money that you've saved,
right,
that you have in your own savings, the years that you put in to have this fund, to have this account waiting for you when you so-called retire. Not only are they raising the retirement age, so it takes you longer to see that money that you entitled to. The government, for these people in Detroit, in case you haven't noticed, Detroit ain't doing too well. And that's just a small example of America as a whole. They're contemplating and going through the books, going through the court systems of how they're going to cut these people's pensions. Money that's so-called they're entitled to bear the brunt of one another. And really, it's to cause confusion. It ain't about allotting out funds. You know how much money this government borrows day in and day out? Nah, man. Like the brother brought out through the spirit, they're getting ready to cut all that. So whatever mentality you have about how you going to deliver your family or save your family, nah. Food stamps has already been deducted. Okay. Government assistance is being deducted. Your pensions, your 401ks, even you people with your bank accounts. You think that money is safe in there with Esau system?
Man, America's fucking finished, man.
You see?
America's finished.
Mm-hmm.
This place is out of here. Like Elder Tella said, 2014 might be the year that we out of here.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah, man.
Yeah, so these are the things that are supposed to be on your minds. Continue.
God. Verse 27. And whatsoever does... And Slakia. Verse 28. For which of you intending to build a tower...
Actually, you know what? Start at
27.
verse 26 again.
Alright. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
Mm-hmm.
And whosoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple.
Mm-hmm. You see, that's what you got to do. You got to, hey, as the scripture says, it's going to continue and read it. You know, let's speak for itself.
For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it? Less happily, after he has laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, and that, behold, it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish.
You see, and that's going on to the servants that's already in this, that's laboring while others are falling off. As the scriptures say, if any man put his hand to the plow and look back, you know, he's not sufficient for the kingdom of heaven. He's not worthy of the kingdom of heaven. Meaning you do this work and you go back into the world and say, forget all that. You know, and as the prophecies start speaking even more, you want to dust off the garment. You know, you want to get in while it looks like it's cool. You know, nah, man, that's not counting the cost. Because when it comes to this, you don't own your family. You know, you got a social security card, you got a social security number. You're an employee to an employer. You're a slave in the society. We're slaves in the society. That's the awareness. That's the truth. You're talking about black consciousness. You trying to save your family. Look, you can't save yourself. When we was brought over here, as the scriptures speak about how it was prophesied our forefathers would come here in slavery, the scripture says, no man shall buy you, meaning no man shall deliver you. Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. You know, the heavy hitter in the 68th verse. No man was able to deliver us out of coming over here in cargo slave ships, our forefathers. You know, it's the same exact way no physical man is going to be able to deliver you in these times to come, except Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. You see, as the scriptures say, when it comes to serving the Lord, you got to count the cost. And if you didn't meditate and envision the possibility of your family not wanting to be with you, you know, your wife not wanting to be with you, the government taking your children because you're talking about going against the government, you know, these are the things that's getting ready to be painted. The practicality of the scriptures, as the elders say, and as the scriptures say, the bitter part of the scriptures. You see? Demons around there. You know? Continue.
Or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000? Or else, while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an ambassage and desireth conditions of peace. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he has, he cannot be my disciple.
So you got to be willing to lose it all.